definitely.
Yeah, just want to thank Chad Townsend for that and the insight into that game. It was a cracking game, but look, I didn't want to bring it up, but the boys at South, tough loss against the Dragons.
Yeah, it was something, obviously. I drove down and to watch. Obviously, I was there for the centre, and yeah, it's not something, you know, we set our standards on, and yeah, it's just, I don't know what to say about it, to be honest. It was just a bit disappointing. You know, a lot of boys, you know, out of their character, you know, weren't playing the way they should be playing, and but look, they've got a week off now to think about, you know, what that refresh and get back and, you know, and get back in footy zone. So,
yeah, I'm struggling here with a cough, as you can see. Live TV, how good?
I'll host it.
Yeah, you might actually have to take over as host. But yeah, before you're injured, like I was looking into how the way South Sydney were playing, and you're really starting to build those combinations yourself, Cody, Cookie, Lockie. You must be keen to get back.
Yeah, I'm definitely biting at the bits. I was running on, I suppose, half a leg, you know, the first sort of couple of rounds, and yeah, it wasn't paying me back, you know, the way I thought it was gonna, and obviously the body weight was a bit heavy, and you know, this is the lightest I've been for, you know, since probably 2018 when I was playing centre. So it's enjoyable. I've really enjoyed the process, and you know, 110 there, and still couldn't catch me. But no, Jack. But I'm really enjoying this part of training and just getting back with the boys in that team environment. Obviously, the last 2 weeks have been selfish and being by myself, and yeah, really keen to get back and just play footy, man.
Well, listening to that already, like, you know, you've grown as a leader.
Yeah.
I know in the finals last year, the work you did when you're suspended for Blake Taff, you stayed back.
Yeah.
Helped them prepare for finals.
Yeah.
How do you find the leadership role, and how have you grown into that?
I suppose, thrown on me, you know, at such a, I suppose, a young age. I've been doing what I've done for so long, I suppose, and people look at that and think, you know, well, he's just a natural leader. And I feel like I've grown into, you know, such a natural leader, you know, with the club, and it's been really enjoyable to see people, you know, come and ask for advice, and you know, I was that kid, you know, asking.
I reckon one thing you got to understand is the influence that you can have on the side.
Yeah.
You know, leadership to me is about when you say something or you do something, who's following?
Yeah.
And your influence at the club is massive. You've had a lot of expectations on you since you debuted. How do you handle those expectations in the spotlight?
Yeah, I don't know. I've grown a tolerance now where, you know, a lot of things don't get at me, you know, like they used to when I was young. And I think more the fact that if anyone says anything, it hurts my family a lot more than myself, you know what I mean? If my family are reading that, or, but to a point where now if I just see something, I just go, well, you know, who cares? Like,
yeah, that's good.
It doesn't involve, it doesn't take anything away from my day, you know what I mean? It doesn't affect me, I suppose, in a way where, you know, I have to waste any energy on it. And
well, did you have any mentors, or do you have any mentors?
Well, coming through young, I had, you know, obviously the Rooster system, I had Mitch Orbison, and he was such a great, he was just such a great bloke, you know, all together. And, you know, it was awesome to just lace up a boot to him, but then again, win a grand final with him. And, yeah, he's been such a great role model since I started, and just give me a little bit of advice, but also was just there to shake my hand and say, how you going, you know what I mean? Not pat me on the back, tell me, you know, who I am, and, you know, and I didn't need that. I needed a person, my mate, you know, so. But yeah, other than that, and then my dad, like, and my parents just been really rock solid for me, and yeah, I've really lent on them, and they've really given me an opportunity now to be the man I am, and I think...
I like that. You know, and I want to touch a little bit more on the side of Latrell that people don't get to see, that I get to see. Yeah. You're obviously from Taree. Do you find you get to go home much still? And do you enjoy going home? Yeah,
I love it. I'm born and raised there. I don't know, I've just, I've always found a connection there, and I've always known if I lost, you know, I've seen a lot of fellas lose what they, you know, are capable of in their hometown, and I didn't want to lose that. I wanted to keep the connection with my mum, my dad, my brothers, my uncles, and just be able to go home, and that's what kept me grounded and balanced. And, you know, I got the opportunity to, you know, buy some land for myself up there. And
I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah.
You know, one of the joys of playing professional sport is we get put in a position financially to do things, right? Yeah. And you got to buy your parents a house. What did that mean to you?
You know, it was one of my goals. Was probably at the top end, you know, after playing NRL, and you know, I got an opportunity to tick a few off, buy my mum a car. You know, I do a lot of things, but this was, you know, something I get, you know, I sort of have to pinch myself every day. I get to go up and see it, and you know, and it's my kids that I look forward to as well, their grandkids, you know, all get up there and just run mad and go mad. And that's the lifestyle I want for my kids, is to be able to, you know, appreciate what you have, but know that you have to work hard for it. And you know, I've worked really hard to the point where I've got myself this, and I've given to my mum, my dad, because they've worked so hard to get me to where I am today. And I'm very passionate about, you know, connection and family and giving back. And, you know, I go back to Tari and I do everything. I try and, you know, do my part in the community without, you know, without hassle.
No
and
fanfare.
Nah.
I love that about it.
And it's a lot of things that I've done that doesn't need airtime, you know, and the community knows. And I really enjoy that part of it. And I think, you know, this is what this brand's about. It's about that connection and Winmar.
Well, you've gotten into farming, a bit of cattle.
Yeah.
Talk us through that. People wouldn't know.
So when I was about 12 years old, me and my dad used to watch this show on I think it was,
Fox Sports, but yeah.
Benji show. But it was just like a river cottage, and it was just like a hobby farm. And I just said, then me and Dad just sit there like all the time and watch it, and we go like, this is what, you know, I want to do. This is what we should have, growing our own food and being passionate about what we have. And but then it got to a point where you could start making money from cows and you know, that commercial side of it.
You don't look that smart.
Nah, well, I'm not good with the numbers, but I just like buying stuff. But yeah, cows have been massive. They're a different animal. I really love the part of it. Obviously, they taste lovely, but it's just the connection I've got, and, you know, to be able to own something like that, you know what I mean? And like Wayne was a big
influence.
Yeah, I
was going to ask you about Wayne, because he's into farm.
Yeah.
I know you've been to his farm a couple of times.
Yeah.
What did you learn from Wayne?
Well, me and Wayne connected through that path, you know, and obviously I got to come up there in that photo there with all the young fellas there, and come see what I was about, what I was growing. And, you know, I think he sort of seen, you know, flashbacks of when he tried to start in me, you know what I mean? And I think we connected really well in that part. And, you know, there you go, like I missed the old fella. I talk to him, and anytime he rings me, it's not even about footy, it's about, how's the cows going?
He sells you cows, though.
Yeah, he sells me cows, so.
Mates rates.
Yeah, mates rates. But he's been you know, a great mentor in that part of it, and no, I've really enjoyed, you know, being coached by him, and that's the whole process of coming over and being under him was that. But the farming aspect, it's just all stockman talk, and it's the best thing. I love it. I love that.
I know. I've heard you guys at the back of the bus actually put me to sleep, but anyway, well, like one of the things that I got to see with you is you're a dad now, and with your two girls, what perspective has that given you on life and footy?
I had my baby there. She's 5 tomorrow, so she has really, I suppose, made me grow up as a man, and that's my youngest there. But yeah, I had to grow into a person that I knew I had to be to keep myself in this game. And you know, I know that, you know, I've been through a lot of stuff, you know, throughout my career, and I think these fellas have shined a light on a lot of that. And, you know, I got to achieve a lot of things, and I've had my little one, my eldest one, at grand finals, and I got to share that moment with them, you know, and I'll always cherish that, and that's what I'm chasing now, is to share more moments like that, and be a good dad, be a great role model.
Well,
you know?
I went on holiday with you at the end of last year, and I got to see you in the flesh, being a parent and a partner, and the way you are with your girls makes me really proud of you, because a lot of people don't get to see that side of you, and something they should be really proud of.